All right, we have a mobility this morning. You are just going to need your mat. So we are just going to start with spine and your breath. We're going to take it to all fours. You're going to go into cat-cow. So we're arching and then we drop. We're just waking up that spine this morning. Arch. As you drop, you look through. Good. Fluid through that movement. Arching up, rolling those shoulders. And we drop out, looking through. Good. One more. Good. We're going to thread the needle. So we're going to take that right arm and we're going to drop that shoulder, keeping those hips high. And we're just going to feel that stretch. Bring us back to the top. We thread, left hand drops through. Dropping that elbow, feeling that stretch. Back to center. We're going to get one more each side, dropping it through. We're going to see this one later on as well. Back to neutral, left hand slides through, keep those hips high, dropping that shoulder. Good. All right, we are going to go into that child's pose. So you're going to open up those knees. We are going to sit back, allowing those hands to, or those arms to rest, opening up through those shoulder blades, getting some big deep breaths. Go ahead and shift it forward. And we're going to sit it right back into that. Again, dropping those forearms. Shift forward one more time. Opening up those knees, dropping into that. Feel that stretch. Good. And go ahead and bring yourself to your butt. We're going to cross those legs. We're just going to reach. Good. If you can drop that forearm, you can drop that forearm. Everyone's going to be a little different. Switch other side. We reach. Other side. Really feeling that stretch through that side body. And reach. Again, you can drop, keeping that butt planted. Good. All right, we are going to go now into our hips and our glutes. So we are going to start. You're going to find that 90 degrees. So that 90, 90, okay? Sometimes you've heard it as a pretzel. So we're going to open up. Other side. We open. Good. You can use those hands. Or if you can bring those hands in front. Good. Just adds a little harder. That's all it is. Otherwise, you can lean back into it. You're getting a little deeper into that mobility when those hands are in front of you. Rotate. I tend to scoop forward on my mat when I do this one. Last two. Good. All right, so from here, we're already in, that front leg is already in that position where we're gonna lift up. We're gonna bring that left leg back and we're going into pigeon. So that pigeon pose, I just want you to hold it here for a second. You're gonna drop down. Then we're gonna walk ourselves up, walking ourselves back down. Back up, back down. Good. Back up. Good. So we're gonna come out of that. We're gonna rotate almost like we're doing that pigeon or that 90-degree again. So now this left leg is going to come in front. You're gonna pop that right leg back. And we're just gonna be in that stretch right here. Feeling it through that outside hip flexor. Good. So we lower. You can even walk it out if you want with those fingertips, those spider fingertips. Then we walk it in. Good. Walk it back out. Walk it back in. Back out. Back in. Good. We're gonna sit on that butt. We're gonna rotate to the front. So we are gonna come up, sort of. We're gonna step it back into that lunge. So that right leg is gonna be down, that left leg forward. And we are getting that hip opener. So we're gonna extend forward. Then you can sit back. And we extend forward again. Good. Kind of opening up that knee. Really opening up that hip. Good. Extend. That back movement is just getting us reset to get a little deeper into that stretch. Sit it back. One last time. Open it up. Good. So each time you came forward, you should have felt a little bit of a deeper stretch through that hip. Good. Bring us back to center. We're going to drop that left leg. We're going to bring that right leg up. Again, same thing. We're pushing ourselves forward. We come back, just getting that reset. Drive forward, driving those hips. Good. You can sit it back quick. Reset every time again as we push those hips forward. You should feel that stretch get a little bit deeper. Again, as we do these mobility exercises, there should never be anything that hurts. Don't extend past that. Good. And bring us to center. Good. Drop that knee. We're going to take it to our backs. We're going into a glute to bridge overhead march. So hands are up. As we overhead march, we are extending those hands overhead. Bring us back to center. Overhead. Back to center. Keeping those hips high. Getting into those glutes. Good. Stay high. Bring those arms overhead through that march. Final two. Good. We lower. All right, from here, we're gonna bridge up. And we're just doing that leg extension out, back in. So we're gonna bridge up. Single leg, extends out, pulls in, extend out, pull in. We're going for 8 reps here. Keeping those hips high, that glute engaged. We're at 6, going for 2 more. 1 and 2. Good, lower. You can lower. We're extending back up, keeping those hips high. Left leg now extends, pulls in, extends, pulls in. 6 more. Good. Keep those hips high. 2 more. Extend, pull in. Good. And lower. All right, from here, we are going into shoulders, upper body. So you can even just come to those knees. You can sit on those heels. And we're just going into shoulder rolls. So allowing that upper body to completely relax. You can even come up to a little higher. Sorry, I just started getting a cramp in my calf. All right, we're gonna rotate forward, bringing them forward, forward. Good. As we come forward, as we drop, we are completely releasing out of that shoulder. Good. Circular motions. Now we're going right, left, right, left. We're just alternating. Two more. Now we're gonna bring it forward. So we bring it forward, forward. So you bring it up and around, circle, circle. Good. Final 2. There's 1. There's 2. Good. We are going to start on all fours. We are going into a downward dog. So you're on all fours. We're going to push up to that downward dog. You're staying in that downward dog. And we're back to tabletop. We're going again. Ready? And push into that downward dog. Pushing that chest to those knees. Bring yourselves back to tabletop. We have 2 more. Pushing into that downward dog. Again, every time you get into that stretch, you should feel that hit a little bit deeper. Back to all fours. We're in our final 1. And go. Push into that downward dog. And back to all fours. All right, we're going into just 3 dolphins. So we're gonna lower those forearms, okay? Lowering those forearms, we're gonna still push those hips up. So we push up. And we lower. Good. Well, again, we push up. And we lower. Last one. Push up. I am shaking and lower. Nice job. We're gonna go into that thread the needle again, just getting a little deeper into that thread the needle. Right arm comes through. We drop that shoulder. Those hips stay high. Back to all fours. Left arm drops through. Threading that needle, allowing that shoulder to hit that mat. Good. Back to all fours. Dropping it through. Back up, find all fours before you drop it through that other side. Back up, we have our final two. Back to all fours and drop it through. Good. All right, so this final one, you can do this on the floor. I'm just gonna do it on probably my door, just so you can see those movements. We're just going to do floor angles or those wall angles, okay? Again, I'm moving to my feet. You can stay on that floor. So those arms are gonna come overhead. From there, we're gonna drop to Y. You're gonna drop to T. Then you're gonna drop to M. You're gonna bring them up to W. Extend overhead again. So straight overhead. We drop to Y, opening up that chest. Good. Drop to T. Again, you can be on your floor doing these. I'm just demonstrating from the wall. You can move to your wall as well. Drop to M. We bend that elbow for W. Good. Overhead. Opening up that chest, keeping those arms flat against that mat or that wall. I know sometimes it's hard. Y. Keeping that lower back pressed into that mat. T. We're dropping to M. We're going into W. We have one more set. Up overhead. Extend. We drop to Y. Drop to T. Drop to M. Come to W. And we're bringing our hands to center. You can rock and roll it up or come off that wall. That is our mobility today. Have a good day, you guys.